Hello guys, welcome to Tariq's class. You all know that SHSAT is a very challenging test. The biggest challenge is the time. You get 3 hours to finish the test. However, there are 114 questions to finish. You get approximately 95 seconds to solve each question. Now think about it. If you can finish each question within 50 seconds, you can save a lot of time. You can use this time to review your test towards the end, and you can do better in the test. Now, the only way to save time is if you know the shortcut techniques. Today, I'm going to show you 5 amazing math shortcut techniques that you can use on your exam. My first shortcut is about finding average. This technique works when there is a common difference between the numbers. For example, my first question is, find the average of the following numbers. The numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and it goes all the way to 1000. There is a common difference of 2. If you can see, between each and every number, there is a common difference of 2. Like the difference between 2 and 4 is 2, difference between 4 and 6 is 2, and between 6 and 8 is 2, and so on. Now the traditional way of finding average is we'll have to add all these numbers and divide it by the total amount of numbers, which is 500. There are total 500 even numbers from 2 to 1000. So that's so much work. But the shortcut is, if you have common difference between the numbers, then in order to find the average, you could just add the first number and the last number and divide it by 2. Add the first number with the last number and divide it by 2. So 1000 plus 2 is 1002. Divided by 2, you get 501. And that's your average. Isn't it easy, guys? Now let's solve another question. The second question says, find the average of the following numbers. This time the numbers are 15, 20, 25, 30, and it goes all the way to 50. Is there any common difference, guys? What is the difference between 15 and 20? It's 5. What is the difference between 20 and 25? Also 5. So they have common difference between the numbers. So we can use our shortcut technique. So we can add the first number with the last number and divide it by 2. So 15 plus 50 divided by 2, that's 65 over 2, which is 32.5. That's it. Remember, the first plus the last divide by 2. That's all you gotta do. Shortcut number 2 is about finding the area of a square, given the diagonal. Now what is a diagonal, guys? Now the diagonal is a straight line that connects the two opposite corners of a square. For example, A and H, they are two opposite corners. The straight line that is connecting them is called diagonal. Now, my question is, find the area of the following square. Math means M-A-T-H. Given that the diagonal AH is 4. Now the traditional way of finding the area of a square is using the formula. The formula is area is equal to length times width, or area is equal to any of the sides power 2, means side squares. These are the two traditional ways to find the area. Now where is the side length? We don't know any side length. So how are we going to find the area? Now we have the shortcut. The shortcut is, if you know the diagonal, in order to find the area, you could just square the diagonal, means diagonal power 2, and divide it by 2. Square the diagonal, divide it by 2. Again, square the diagonal, divided by 2. What is the diagonal? 4. So square 4 means 4 power 2 divided by 2. Now 4 power 2 means 16. Now 16 divided by 2 is 8. Now this is your area. Now let's try another question. What is the area of the square ABCD given the diagonal DB is 3? Again guys, what is the formula to find the area of the square knowing the diagonal? You are correct. Square the diagonal and divide it by 2. Square the diagonal and divide it by 2. Remember this. So the diagonal of this square is 3. So 3 squared divided by 2. So that's 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5. Remember guys, square the diagonal and divide it by 2. That's all. The shortcut number 3 is about the divisibility rule for 3. There is a divisibility rule for almost every number. Now, the question is the number 45,942 divisible by 3? Now, if you want to divide it the traditional way and then check if it is divisible by 3, it is going to take you a lot of time. And later you might find out that it is actually not divisible by 3. So you kind of wasted your time. So let's check if it is divisible by 3. Now the number is 45,942. The technique is, the shortcut is, you add the digits 4, 5, 9, 4, and 2 from 45,942. You're going to get 24. Now check. The sum 24, is it divisible by 3? Let's check. 24 divided by 3. Yes, it is divisible by 3 because you get 8 when you divide. Since the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, it means the number itself is divisible by 3. It means you can divide 45,942 by 3. Now you can go ahead and divide. Now let's check another one. Now the second question. Let's see if this is divisible by 3. What is the technique guys again? Add all the digits. So 4 plus 3 plus 7 plus 4 plus 5. What is the sum? 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 7, 14, 18, 23. The sum is 23. Now guys, is the sum 23 divisible by 3? No, it is not. It means 43,745, this number cannot be divided by 3. The shortcut number 4 is about fraction simplification. Question number 1, simplify the fraction multiplication. So the traditional way would be multiplying all the numerators of this fraction and divide the product by the product of all the denominators, right here. The question that should come in your head is, why don't you do it? Now, I'm not going to do it in traditional way. I'm going to use my shortcut. Before learning the shortcut, let's learn about fraction simplification. Let's say you have a fraction. In the fraction you have a numerator and a denominator. We can always simplify a numerator and a denominator if they are both divisible by the same number. Now, if another fraction is multiplied with the previous fraction, then we can simplify the numerator of the previous fraction with the denominator of the next fraction. And this simplification is called cross simplification. Means we are simplifying cross. Now let's use this cross simplification technique into our fraction multiplication. Now let's look at it. 4,020 and 8,040, we can see they're in 1:2 ratio. Means if I divide 8,040 by 4,020, then I get 2. It means both 4,020 and 8,040 are divisible by 4,020. Now 4,020 is a numerator and 8,040 is a denominator, and there is a multiplication in the middle, so I am allowed to use cross simplification. So if I divide 4,020 by 4,020 itself, the quotient would be 1. What do I get when I divide 8,040 by 4,020? I'm going to get 2. Now that was a cross simplification. Now let's do another cross simplification between 3 and 15. Is there a number by which you can divide both 3 and 15? Yeah, we can divide both 3 and 15 by 3. Let's divide 3 by 3. Then the 3 would become 1 because 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now let's divide 15 by 3. 15 divided by 3 is what, guys? 5. Okay. Now, can we simplify these 6 and 9? Yes, as I said, every fraction you can always divide, you can always simplify the numerator and the denominator. If you want to simplify, you can simplify 6 and 9, or you could simplify 2 and 6, there would be a cross simplification. What do you like, guys? Cross simplification or the numerator divided by denominator? Let's use another cross simplification. So I can divide this 2 by 2, I get 1, and divide this 6 by 2 as well. What do I get, guys? 3. Now I can simplify these 3 and this 9. As I said, you can always simplify one numerator with another denominator if it is divisible. So divide 3 by 3, you get 1. Divide this 9 by 3, what do you get, guys? 3. Okay. Now we have these 5 surviving, these 3 surviving, and that 60 surviving. Can we simplify these 5 and 3, guys? No. 2 reasons. First of all, they are both denominators. And the second reason is they are not divisible by any, they don't have any common multiple, common factor, means you cannot divide both of them by any numbers, except for 1. But I can, hey, wait a minute, I can divide 3 by 3, and I can divide 60 by 3. That will be a cross simplification. Let's divide this 3 by 3, you get 1. Divide this 60 by 3, what do you get, guys? 20. Can we do any more cross simplification? Well, we have a 5 surviving and we have a 20. 20 is a numerator and 5 is a denominator. Can we simplify cross? Yes. So divide 5 by 5, we get 1. Divide 20 by 5, we get 4. Finally, as you can see, all the survivors, we have 1 times 1 times 1 times 4, which is 4 in the numerator. In the bottom we have 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. So it's just 4 in the numerator, 1 in the denominator, so answer is 4. Much easier, isn't it, guys? Now let's try one more. Well, let's see if we can do cross simplification between 4 and 8. Look, 4, we can divide both 4 and 8 by 4. 4 divided by 4 is what, guys? 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Well, let's see. Hey, we can divide 9 by 9, we get 1. 9 by 9, we get 1. Can we cross simplify anything else? Yes, 10 and 10. Simplify this 10 by 10 and that by 10 as well, so we get the same thing. 321 and 642, they look like 1:2 ratio. So I can divide 321 by 321, I'm going to get 1. If I divide 642 by 321, we get 2. And finally, we can see that these 2 and these 2 can be simplified to 1 and 1, means you divide both of them by 2. And the final answer would be just 1, because that's all is surviving, 1. So if you know the simplification, your multiplication will be much easier, unless you want to do it the traditional way. The shortcut number 5 is about finding LCM, the least common multiple. Now the question is, find the LCM of 15 and 18. The traditional way would be using the tree method, like the 15 can be factored, the 2 factors of 15 is 3 and 5. 18 can be factored, the 2 factors are 3 and 6. 6 can be further prime factored to 2 and 3. My question is then what? It's pretty messy. Now the shortcut is, and the fun method is, the cake method, C-A-K-E, cake method. So we can draw a cake, means draw a box. Let's start with the box, and let's put the both numbers 15 and 18 in the box using a comma, 15, comma, 18. Now let's divide by any prime numbers in the earth. The smallest and the only even prime number is 2. So let's divide by 2. Wait a minute. We cannot divide 15 by 2. But can we divide 18 by 2? Yes, as long as you can divide one of them, you are allowed to divide by 2. So what we do with the 15? We keep it as it is. We cannot divide 15 by 2, so we keep it as it is. But 18 divided by 2, the answer is 9. Now you make another box on top of it, like we're building up a cake. Now can I divide both of them or either one of them by 2? No. So let's use another prime number, 3. I can divide both of them by 3 actually. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Now let's make another cake, another layer of the cake. Now can I divide by 3 again? Yes, let's divide by 3. Can I divide 5 by 3? No, so I keep the 5 as it is. Remember, if you cannot divide, you keep it as it is. Can I divide the 3 by 3? Yes, then you get a 1. Now, can I divide 5 and 1 by 5? Yes, I could divide this 5 by 5. Remember, you can only divide by prime numbers. So 5 is a prime number, so I can divide by 5. So I get a 1, and this 1 stays as it is. This is my candle. Look at this. My candle. Now cut the cake. Happy birthday. And this is your LCM. So your LCM is equal to 5 times 3 times 3. And the last one is 2. So 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 3, 45 times 2, 90. So that's your LCM. So let's do another one. Find the LCM of 20, 25, and 15. So let's draw the cake. Put all the three numbers, 20, 25, and 15. Now think about a prime number. You could divide either one of them or two of them or all three of them. So if you can divide all three of them, it will be faster. So let's divide by 5. 5 is a prime number. So I get 4, 25 divided by 5 is 5, 15 divided by 5 is 3. Now let's make another layer of the cake. Now can I divide by 4? Yes, you can divide this 4 by 4, but you are not allowed to do it because 4 is not a prime number. So what number can we use now, guys? Let's use 2. Then I get 4 divided by 2 is 2, but can I divide 5 by 2? No, so I will keep it as it is. 3 is not divisible by 2 as well. Keep 3 as it is. Now another layer of the cake. Remember, you keep building the layers until you get your candles. Now let's divide by 2 again. You get 1, 5 stays as it is, 3 as it is. Now let's divide by 3. You get 1 stays as it is, 5 stays as it is, 3 divided by 3 is 1. Now what is the last number you want to pick, guys? Now divide by 5. You get 1, 1, and 1. These are the 3 candles. Happy birthday. And this is your LCM. So the LCM is equal to the product of all these numbers. I have 2 2's, so 2 times 2. I have 1 3 and 2 5's. So what do you get, guys? 4, it's 25, 50, right? 100, 300. And that's your LCM. Hope you guys enjoyed and understood all my shortcut techniques, guys. These shortcut techniques can help you go through many exams. You can save a lot of time unless you say traditional way for life. For more videos, guys, trust me, this is just a drop of the ocean. For more practice, you can join my online SHSAT course called Level Sigma. I have video lessons there, related worksheets, and practice questions, math and English both. You can take them as a quiz. You can check your scores after, and once you submit the worksheet, you can check the score and the explanations. I also have video explanations for the worksheets. Thank you very much.